As part of our corrupt government's gang stalking program, they get surrounding neighbors to gang stalk you. When my government gang stalking first started 9 years ago in Newburgh, New York, it included gang stalking by my neighbors when I left or entered my home. Back then, they would come out of their homes or be going into their homes in red. When I moved to California and bought my first house, my neighbors also gang stalked me, wearing red. When I bought my second house, and my website had informed scores of people how gang stalking occurred using red cars, red trucks, or gang stalkers wearing or carrying red, while the anchor red continued to be used in the community, in my neighborhood, it mostly changed. The gang stalking would still take place with neighbors coming out or going into their homes, driving up or driving out, but not in red. What seemed to become important was that on my street, which is empty for most of the day, when I exited or entered my home, a gang stalker would be there. On May 29, 2015, the primary anchor in government gang stalking in the community switched to black, with red used intermittently. On that date, the gang stalkers primarily used black cars, black trucks, wore black pants, black tops, pushed black strollers, rode black bikes, but primarily in the community and only intermittently in my neighborhood. In my neighborhood, there was still gang stalking, mostly without wearing red or black. Our corrupt government did something similar to this for 15 years during its illegal COINTELPRO program. If you look in Wikipedia under COINTELPRO, it says, psychological warfare. The FBI and police used myriad dirty tricks to undermine progressive movements. They planted false media stories and published bogus leaflets and other publications in the name of targeted groups. They forged correspondence, sent anonymous letters, and made anonymous telephone calls. They spread misinformation about meetings and events, set up pseudo-movement groups run by government agents, and manipulated or strong-armed parents, employers, landlords, school officials, and others to cause trouble. I take video when I leave my home to show you what I see. I also take snapshots more recently. I emphasize with all my videos and snapshots that I never say individuals are gang stalkers. I'm not a mind reader, I don't know people's intentions, but I encourage you to go to my website, stopgangstalkingpolice.com, to the sections labeled Leaving My Home and Leaving My Home from 8/19 on, so that you can see the patterns I have seen as a government gang stalking target for 9 years and urge Congress to stop government gang stalking. August 1st. As I pull out of my driveway, a neighbor is pulling into their driveway. When I reach the end of my street, someone in a red hat and someone in black walks in front of me. As I go down Buena Hills to exit my development, a street with extremely little traffic, a black car is coming up. A second black car comes up. As I reach the bottom of Buena Hills, a black car passes in front of me. As I return home in the evening and go up Buena Hills, there is only one car in front of me, a red one. As I arrive on my street and am about to pull into my driveway, someone is pulling out of their space on my street. August 4th. I exit my driveway. A neighbor is there in his yard. I go down my street. 2 people are there, one in white pants. As I exit my street, I see one person in a red top. As I exit my development via Buena Hills, I see 3 people, one wearing white and 2 in black. As I reach the bottom of Buena Hills, a neighbor passes me by in a car wearing red. August 5th. As I come to the end of my street and leaving my home, there is one person there bending over, wearing red. Of the couple of people on Buena Hills as I exit my development, one sits in front of her house, wearing black. August 6th. As I exit my driveway, I see 3 people together on the street. One wears red shorts, another a black skirt. As I go down my street, a person with white shorts is going in a house. As I ride down Buena Hills to exit my development, I see one man in front of a house, all dressed in white. August 7th. As I exit my driveway, one person is walking by in a white top and black pants. As I exit my development via Buena Hills, only one truck is on the road, a white one. When I reach the bottom of Buena Hills, a white car is in front of me. A white van comes up in the opposite lane. A black car passes in front of me. Coming home, a man wearing black walks down Buena Hills as I ride up it. As I reach my house, a lady with a black car parked in front of it is getting her mail. As I pull into my driveway, I see one man on my street in black shorts. August 8th. As I leave my home, which is empty for most of the day, a man in white shorts is walking up the street. What I meant to say is, as I leave my home on my street, which is empty for most of the day, a man in white shorts is walking up the street. When I reach the bottom of the hill, a lady with a white shirt is in front of a house. When I turn onto Buena Hills to exit my development, a black car is in front of me. As I go down Buena Hills to exit my development, a white car is coming up. As I reach the bottom of the hill, only one person is there in a black shirt. August 9th. I get onto Buena Hills to exit my development. A lady with a red top is working in her yard. I come to the Buena Hills Mirror Pacific intersection, and there are people in black crossing in front of me and on the corner. I go down a little further. Two people in black are walking up the street. A little further, another man with a black shirt and a white hat. When I get to the bottom of Buena Hills, a girl in a black top sits talking to another in black pants. August 10th. As I get on Buena Hills to exit my development, a boy in black pants stands in the road in front of a house with a white SUV. As I go down Buena Hills, one vehicle, a white SUV, is coming up. As I return home to my development, there are only two people on the street, one in white. August 11th. As I back out of my driveway, two people pass behind me, one in white. Then I see another person on the street wearing white. As I go down Buena Hills to exit my development, a person in black walks on the street. As I reach the bottom of Buena Hills, a person completely in black runs in front of me. I make a right turn. A white van is the first car I see. August 12th. I back out of my driveway. A neighbor sits in his yard. I leave my street. A man with a red shirt is there at the corner. As I go down Buena Hills, a red car is coming up it. As I reach the bottom of Buena Hills, a white van passes in front of me. Coming toward me is a man in black on a red and white wheelchair with a white and black car riding beside him. August 13th. As I exit my development via Buena Hills, a man with a white shirt is on the street in front of a white car. Midway down the street, I see two more people. Of the only three people on the street, one is wearing white. As I go down Buena Hills, a white car is coming up. There are only two people near the bottom of Buena Hills, one in black and one in white. At the bottom of Buena Hills, I look in my rearview mirror. A white car is in back of me. As I am about to leave my development, a black car passes in front of me. August 14th. As I leave my street, a man in red is going into a house. As I turn on Buena Hills to exit my development, one person is there, wearing a white shirt and black shorts. As I continue further, a person in a red shirt, red hat walks on the street. A white truck is coming up. Two men in black are there by the side of the road. I reach the Buena Hills North Street intersection. On North Street, a lady in red is coming out of a house. A man in a black shirt crosses the road. At the bottom of Buena Hills, a white van goes in front of me in one direction, a white car in the other. A black SUV passes in front of me. August 15th, as I go down Buena Hills to exit my development, A garage door is a little open, an anchor that was used frequently in New York by the Government Gang Stalkers. I go a little more down Buena Hills, and a second garage door is open a little, an anchor that was used frequently by the Government Gang Stalkers in New York. Next, I see two people walking on the street in black pants. Further down, another person walking on the street in black shorts, and you have to realize this street is mostly empty for most of the day. When I reach the bottom of Buena Hills, simultaneously, a white and black vehicle pass in front of me going in opposite directions. As I am about to pull into my driveway later that night in coming home in the dark, a man in black and a woman in white are passing by my house. August 16th. I go down Buena Hills to exit my development. Only one car is on the street, a white one coming up. Then a white van comes up the street. A few yards later, a person in white crosses in front of me. Next, a black motorcycle turns at the corner and comes up the hill. As I reach the bottom of Buena Hills, a white car passes in front of me. As I come home later that evening, I see only one vehicle on Buena Hills in entering my development, a white truck that passes in front of me. As I enter my driveway, a neighbor is entering their driveway. On my website, you will find two sections showing snapshots of my leaving and coming home. Government gang stalking uses shunning, social isolation, by getting neighbors on the street where you live, neighbors throughout your development, to gang stalk you on your exits and entries. When my gang stalking started in New York, the gang stalkers would wear red. One day, when I was coming home, a little boy, perhaps 5 years old, stood near the road at the tip of his driveway, dressed in red. As I was about to pull into my driveway, he yelled out, "She's home! Can I come in now?" On May 29th, the gang stalkers started wearing black and using black cars and trucks. In July, they added wearing white and using white cars and trucks to further confuse the public about what our government does. Should an average citizen, after having a dispute with a neighbor fireman over his throwing leaves on her property, be subjected to gang stalking on the entries and exits from her own home by scores of neighbors and people in the neighborhood? This is what is going on in America since the horrific administration of Bush Cheney. You can see more at my website.